Welcome back, everyone. Let's check on my Louisiana swamp worms. So someone had asked me about these tubs. I'll link them down below. I got them on Amazon years ago. I absolutely love them. They're sturdy. They're hard plastic, yet flexible, but I haven't had any problems with these. And no, I don't cover my bins entirely, because if I covered them to where they overlap like that, there'd be no air. But I will tell you, I always leave some kind of ambient light in here. But there have been moments where we've lost power and the worms just stay put. So I don't know. Maybe I've trained them well. Even though, believe me, when they want to do something, they're going to do it no matter what I do, no matter what I say. They don't care. All right, let's see how the food scraps are doing. And then after we look at this, I'm going to tell you one of my top tips and tricks to help cocoons hatch. But first, I want to check this and just see what's going on in here. All right. Yeah, they are digging in. So did you like the last video showing them reproducing? Isn't that fascinating? My gosh, they're just going through this food scraps like, oh my, I know there was more food scraps in here. Oh my gosh. What a pretty picture for a thumbnail, right? Yeah, they're going through it. Now look, see what I told you about the potato skins? They're taking longer to break down. That's just how they are. Nothing you're doing wrong if that happens. That's just the nature of it. And same thing happens for sweet potato skins. Even though I do see sometimes worms going in faster for the sweet potato skins, and I wonder if it's like the sugar content in the sweet potato. Just my thinking. Oh, but look. Here they are where their juicy banana is. Aren't they pretty, those worms? Just like the red wiggler. They're little, but they're mighty. Don't let them fool you. This is still... Oh, it's sprouting now. Okay, now we're not breaking down. Now we're sprouting. We're just going to leave it there. I can tell, though, that they're around it. And the lettuce. We're just going to put it back in there. Other than that, they're doing okay. They have literally devoured the food scraps at a very fast rate. So I'm definitely going to surface feed them. There's like a cluster over here. Ooh, part of the chicken bone. Part of the chicken foot is still around. I don't know where the other part is, though. All right. Sorry, guys. I won't mess with you anymore. So let's get some chow. And after this chow, I think I'm going to give them a really good wet down. Look at that. It's raining chow. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Appreciate you all. And I appreciate you watching. I get so many nice comments. I really appreciate the nice comments. Any nasty comments, I just delete them. I don't engage. I don't have time. All right, let's look at the woodstock bin, and then I'm off to my tips. So, but don't scroll fast. Don't go by fast. Keep watching. Keep watching. It's funny because this bin, the African nightcrawlers, they love to hang out on the surface. And look, when I touch them, they like, hey, lady, don't touch us. All right. So you see those little white worms? Those are pot worms. I also see a lot of pot worms when I feed manure. In case you do that and see them, don't think it's something you're doing wrong. They just come with, I don't know, manure. They love manure. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, I felt it all gooey down there. Oh, look at that. Can you see the difference in the types of worms? Oh, I smell orange. I must have had a lemon peel or an orange peel in there. Smells so good. That is beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I know. I love them. I get excited when I find the worm ball. I love looking at it, going through it, wondering, what are you thinking? Yeah, this bin has literally, like, all of a sudden exploded. And I think it's because the cocoons have hatched and they're growing up. And it's awesome. There's so many. Did I ever, well, the new people probably wouldn't know about the time I did a video and I put worms on my foot. Yeah, if you want, I'll link it above so you can see it, or below. And by the way, that was a dare. So every year around autumn for Halloween, I do some kind of video that's kind of different, weird. I don't know. I've been doing this for years. It just goes with the flow. And people know it. So that someone's like, I dare you to put them somewhere on your body. And I'm like, where? Wow, put them on your feet. Let's see what happens. And let me tell you, it tickled. It tickled so much. Look at that. See the purple? Here, that's the African nightcrawler luminescence. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. But as you notice, remember that line of food I put, 2 days ago? It's almost gone. So they're definitely, like, they're having a ball. So let me get them some worm chow. And then I'm gonna talk about the cocoon. So let's give them this. So they could finish their food scraps and then they could start on this. All right. Oh my gosh, guys. I had to refilm this because I was literally talking to myself. Yeah, I know. All right, cocoons. Here we go. These are the ones I use. I have several of these. I'm not sponsored by VivoSun, even though I tried. They didn't want to sponsor me, but okay. So I bought them because I needed them, you know. So basically, I take one of these things, right? And this is to help cocoons hatch faster. I place it under my bins, whatever bin I'm using. I'm just using this as a demonstration. Now, here's the tricky part. So these VivoSun things come with a timer and a temperature control, actually. So look. So the goal is to have your bedding with the cocoons in here at 80 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't set this to 80 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit because since this is sitting outside of the plastic, it's not going to reach the temperature. How do I know? Because I've tried. So I set this a little higher. I set the temperature a little higher. And every once in a while, I take a thermometer and I test the bedding to make sure it reaches about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. When I have put cocoons on a heat mat, they hatch a lot faster than when they're just sitting here like this. Only because my room here maintains itself at about below 70. I don't know. Let's look. So look, it's below 70 in here Fahrenheit. So this room in here stays pretty cool. So I have to make sure I do that. When I do that, they hatch very fast. Like I'm telling you, less than 30 days. Usually cocoons take about 30 days to hatch. Less. I start seeing little babies. So then, but the other thing is, when you do that, guys, when you do that, this is going to dry out faster because it's getting the heat. So make sure you stay on top of the moisture and you maintain it. If you don't wet this, it will dry out. Your worms are going to die. Cocoons will die. Everyone's dying in here. And we don't want that. So that's one of my top tricks and tips to hatch out cocoons faster. Now, I have a bunch of these and I have done an entire wall of them to where if you look over here, my husband put this thing on the wall for me, so I just plugged them all in. And when I've done it over here because it reaches easier. So I've done that. So that's a trick for you to, that's a little tip and a trick to hatch out cocoons. So I hope you take advantage of that. Not a lot of people in this industry will tell you things. There's a lot of gatekeeping in this industry, and to each their own. That's okay. I have secrets also that I don't tell 100%, but I think as far as everyone, I think I'm one of the ones that shares the most. And believe it or not, I've gotten messages from people, "You're oversharing, don't tell them it." Like, mind your own business. That's all I say, and I move on with life. So it's my channel, right? I could tell you guys as much as I want. So anyway, I think I have 2 of these for sale on my website because I have too many of them. Someone had bought 3 of them. I think there's still 2 available. thegardenandwormlady.com. I don't know. Just look. If not, Amazon has them. I'll see if I remember to link things below. Sometimes I don't remember to link things below, guys. I have a lot going on. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Try this. If you do, let me know. Please be careful. And please don't put this on the surface. I've seen people do that. This is electric, water. I know it's meant for seeds, but you never know. I personally don't feel comfortable laying this on top of a wet surface. I just don't. So to me, this is the best option and the safest option. Of course, you have to watch it, but So anyway, I'll see you all next time. Take care.